I am Prateek Kumar. I'm the founder of FitCru. I would like to wish all the readers of GlobalSpa Magazine a very, very, very happy International Yoga Day. And I would recommend everybody to practice yoga, if not daily, at least once or twice a week, because it will help you find yourself, find your body's natural movements, and also get you calmer in the most effective and efficient way possible. So try to incorporate it as much as you can, and just 5 to 10 minutes a day is also more than enough.
So we have with us today Prateek Kumar, the founder of FitCru, which is a very, very popular platform that simplifies nutrition and fitness for all urban individuals. And for Prateek, yoga forms an integral part of his holistic approach towards overall wellness. And we are happy to have here with us Prateek, who will share with us a few valuable inputs on the special occasion of International Yoga Day. Hi, Prateek. How are you?
I'm great, Shilpi. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing today?
All good. It's always wonderful to share some of the fitness gospels from you, knowing that you're a keen practitioner of yoga yourself and how wonderfully it has benefited you personally as
Yes.
well. So let's get started. What exactly does yoga mean to you, Prateek?
Well, as someone who personally deals with this condition known as ankylosing spondylitis, it's this form of autoimmune. It's a chronic disease, which is like a spine inflammation. Because of this, my body actually attacks all my joints. It thinks that it's a foreign body, and the way it attacks it tries to fuse it and repair it. So my spine is always in this constant state of trying to fuse itself. Uh, in this situation, yoga plays such a crucial role because my routine, the foundational element of my fitness routine is yoga. Uh, by incorporating yoga, I've been able to improve my flexibility, my stability. I've been able to manage the stiffness that comes because of the disease that I have, the discomfort that comes because of the disease that I have. So my fitness routine by itself is like carefully crafted, where I involve yoga in the form of warm up, cool downs, uh, and it just addresses my body's basic needs first, so that I can prime myself and perform the other exercises better. That's. I mean, I think I've been trying to find a solution. I was diagnosed with this disease when I was like 22, 23 years old. And all the doctors everywhere said that I have slip disc or I have some kind of herniated discs and this and that. It was only till a certain point of time, like after 5 or 6 years, after multiple episodes, I was able to address that I have this disease because I went to the right specialist. And that specialist told me that you have only two options. One is swimming, or the second thing is yoga. Incorporate that. And I was a heavy lifter at that point of time. I was into different sports, different ways of trying to strengthen myself. And swimming wasn't a possibility, frankly, because in Bombay, it gets a little difficult. We don't have so many centers. Uh, and also the weather isn't so conducive. So yeah, I just took up yoga, and since I did that, there was no looking back. I've never had an episode where I was completely bedridden. I've been thriving, and it's also helped me kind of calm myself, get me centered. So, I mean, I can go on and on about the benefits of yoga and how it's helped me, because it's so important to actually include that into your daily routine.
So clearly, yoga goes way beyond simple stretches, so as to say, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were to look at me working out, and I work out around 5 to 6 days a week, but my entire workout is a combination of yoga, gym workouts, calisthenics, kickboxing. I've included like 5 to 10 minutes of each. But yes, yoga is not at all stretching. In fact, what I do is I practice a lot of vinyasa yoga, which is actually flowing with the body's movements, holding the warrior poses. It helps in the synchronization of your breath work. It's so effective. I found that incorporating this warrior pose into my practice has actually improved my flexibility, endurance, and overall stability. It's very difficult to hold these poses for a long time, but you have to allow your body to flow with its natural rhythm. And I mean, I think flexibility is just a byproduct of what happens with yoga.
So if you were to circle the three primary benefits, in terms of personal takeaway, as you have experienced firsthand for yourself, why would anybody want to make yoga an integral part of their lifestyle? If you were to identify three primary benefits as a fitness expert, what yoga carries, what would they be?
I would change your question completely. I would say, why wouldn't you? Like, I mean, why would you not include it? Because it kind of allows you to understand how your body moves in its natural form. Your everybody's body is so different. I mean, the length of our joint, the length of our bones, the extension of each and every joint. Some people are able to extend their elbow even further than this. So everybody's body moves in a different way, and yoga actually helps you understand your body better, understand how you will be performing each and every movement. For example, something as simple as a squat, which is such a basic exercise, but the range of motion for everybody is going to be different because of the length of the bones, because of the flexibility in muscles. Yoga will really help you address and assess that. So that's one thing. It'll get you more aware of your body's actual natural movements. The second thing is that it'll actually help you connect connect with yourself, like in terms of the mind to muscle connection that is required in any form of exercise or any form of movement. Yoga will actually help it with the kind of breath work that is required to hold a specific pose. Normally if you'll see anybody who starts exercising or starts working out, they don't focus so much on the breath. They're just focusing on the physical movement. But the minute you are practicing yoga, you are forced to match and synchronize your breath with those movements, which allows you to perform better in other activities, even running, even swimming, even weightlifting, even boxing. Anything that you do, the minute you synchronize your breath work with your movement, you will perform 10x better. So that is the other takeaway from yoga that I would say that one can definitely benefit from. And the third thing is calm. Like, we always feel we've been fed this through different marketing strategies that have these quick effective workouts and they will give you the results. But yoga allows you to stay calm. It allows you to improve your focus. It definitely gets you to a place where you perform better, not only with your physical activities, with your exercises, but also professionally. For me, it's actually helped me being able to stay centered and focus on one task at a time rather than be all over the place. So these are the top three takeaways apart from the other that I've actually mentioned.
So you mentioned about that capsule of time. I wanted to ask you, people generally say, oh, if you don't have any time to, bring in exercise on a daily basis into your routine, just 15 to 20 minutes of stretches will help. Is it true that if we bring in even 20 minutes of sincere performance of yoga every day, it would benefit us? One needn't necessarily invest an hour or so.
Oh my God, 20 minutes is also quite a bit. Like today, I didn't have time because my morning schedule was a little packed. I might have a little time later in the day, and I might work out later. It depends on my energy levels. But today I worked out for 12 minutes. I'm working with corporates and CEOs and CXOs where they barely get the time in their already packed routine. And I've given them a 9-minute workout. So the time really doesn't matter as long as you are present in that moment and performing that exercise. You will really, really stand to benefit in the long term. I mean, we found that people who don't exercise die prematurely, and that rate of death has increased by 9%. So just including that 9-minute or 10-minute workout is also effective. And if that was to be done with the yoga, which is such a holistic form of exercise, I mean, there's no other better way. The only thing is that we need to shift our mind process, shift our thought process, and accept that, and not think of yoga as this slow, boring, this tag of yoga being boring. Because I've heard this so many times from my clients that, oh my God, I can't do yoga. It's boring. It's not boring at all. You need to put in that work in yourself so that you are able to understand yourself. It's not boring once you understand how easy it is.
So what you're saying is that we can perform or practice yoga either in the morning or in the evening. I mean, there's no such watertight template that is going to yield the maximum benefit if we do it in the morning or in the evening.
It's always I personally find it always to be better if you do it in the morning because you're done with it. as you try to delay it in later part of the day, then you try to, life comes on, challenges come on, and then you put your personal health on the back burner, and you're like, okay, I'll do this later. So it's always good to get it done with early in the morning, and that forms the foundation for a strong morning routine as well. But if you don't have the time because of your personal life and commitments, then obviously evening is also good enough.
So I wanted to pick on that common fallacy that you just mentioned, that people often say that yoga is very boring, or it's all about just simple stretches or chanting Om all the time. Um, how do you address this particular fallacy when they say that, oh, somebody says that I really don't feel as if I have done an honest, sincere workout till the time I lift weights?
Uh, well, that's an issue that needs to be addressed from two sides. I mean, one, you educate the people on the benefits and how it's going to change their performance in the weight room, and you don't push it in a way where it's like you have to do this on a daily basis. You probably include it maybe twice a week and not on a daily basis, so that they can see the effect of practicing yoga into the weight room, in the things that they actually like doing. I mean, every profession requires that, right? Any skill, any artwork requires that there's a certain amount of practice that you do to perform a certain skill in a more optimized and better way. So when you educate your client, or you educate a human being that, okay, this is how it's going to help you perform better, they are more receptive towards it. And and the other thing is that you also need to explain to them, if they were not to include this, where would they land up, and how would this actually hamper their progress. So it's a two-pronged approach that I normally follow, and once they do it, they will understand that it's actually not boring. It's pretty interesting. It's just addressing that thing that people try to run away from, the actual hard work that is required, because they want to get done quicker. So nobody actually wants to dive deeper and address that, okay, you know what, I'm not doing this because I'm not comfortable doing this. It's always trying to find another reason. This is why I don't want to do it, because it's boring. But that's not the truth always.
So what are the three common mistakes that people do while they are performing yoga? According to you, you have such a sizable quantum of expertise and training celebrities and non-celebrities on an everyday basis. What are the three common problems that people generally tend to face, or three mistakes that people generally tend to commit when they take to practicing yoga?
Well, I think one thing is that people always tend to overexert. They think that they, like you rightly said at the start of the interview, that people think that yoga is all about stretches. So they feel that, okay, if I have to stretch, then I need to extend my joint or extend the body as much as I can. So they try to exert themselves, sorry, and they try to push themselves too hard. The idea is not to push yourself too hard. The idea is to perform that specific pose or the specific asana. And when you're doing that, just stay in the moment, stay there, rather than trying to exert and push yourself, uh, which actually has proven and which has actually caused a lot of injuries while you perform yoga. So rather than trying to overexert yourself, stick to your body's natural flow, try to perform the pose, try doing that rather than trying to go at it with full josh. That is one mistake that I definitely feel that people make when they're practicing yoga. The second thing is incorrect alignment. Uh, Poor alignment during these yoga poses is such a common mistake, because people try to hit the pose, but in that they try to compensate because the body is stiff at certain places. It's not conducive. So having somebody who is observing your poses and helping you adapt to a better modification of that specific pose is so important, because what's the point of doing an exercise even if you're not doing it 90% accurate? Forget 100%. Nobody gets it 100% right. But even if you're not getting it 90% or 80% right, and you just doing something half correct, it's not going to do any good to you. So incorrect alignment is the second mistake I would definitely see as a problem. And the third thing I think is people avoid focusing on the breath. Like I told you, like it's so important. Like many individuals actually neglect this entire synchronization of breath work and body work together. The more you're aware of your body, the better you breathe through each and every pose, the better you're able to hold the pose, the longer you're able to hold the pose, the better you're able to perform it. And the next time when you're able to practice it, you will do it even with more efficiency and with more ease. So the three mistakes would definitely be like overexertion, incorrect alignment, and these three mistakes. If you can overcome these, then you'll be a master at yoga.
You worked a lot with women in particular, right? Helping them to get into shape and to tone up, etc. So how pivotal is yoga actually for women, given the fact that all of us experience a sizable number of hormonal changes at different stages of our lives? Would you like to
Well,
comment on?
absolutely. Hormonal changes are not just with women. I mean, I just don't like this stigma of the society that, I mean, women go through so many hormonal changes. Yes, they do, and men do as well. I mean, you might have come across with so many men in your lives who are so moody at some times, and then suddenly they're like, wow, they have their stuff together and all. But men also go through a lot of hormonal changes, and women do too. But the thing is that when women, I honestly feel that women are subject to more stress than men are. Men are probably just holding the fort in terms of the financial responsibility, which has also changed significantly nowadays, because now it's become an equal part of society. But I feel women are not only doing that, but with that they're also keeping everything sound and safe in the domestic household and keeping the families together. So they have so much on their plate. So they definitely have higher levels of stress. And yoga is so important. Like I told you, like helping them manage those stresses, helping them manage everything in their professional and personal lives, and at the same time work on themselves. That gives them the time to work on themselves, because most of the women that I've worked with always come from this place that they have to sacrifice something for themselves to make sure that everybody in their sphere, in their contact sphere, are able to benefit, and they're able to give as much as they can. Women are naturally givers, so women try to do that, but by just incorporating something as simple as yoga really helps them not only manage the stress but also do something for themselves. It centers them. It definitely helps in toning. I mean, that's the aesthetic side of things. But once everything over here is calm and everything over here is sorted, aesthetics, confidence, all those things take shape automatically. And
Right.
yes, because everything over here is calm, then